right in. It is the opening matchup of Group D. mousesports, Gambit, and of course we're on Nuke. Robs has kicked it off with a headshot towards the ramp. It looks like Gambit want to flood in from both sides of this basement entrance, and it's going to cost them bodies. 5v3 by the time they get closer to the site, and while Mo has gotten himself some footing, there's already so many players here for the side of mousesports. So a little bit of a breather, so they thought. Bombs denied because Snacks wants nothing more of this pistol round, and with only Doja left over, I think it's time to introduce Mr. Hugo Byron.
Hello. Happy to be here as always. But yeah, what a start from mousesports. Rops hitting some pretty sick shots there as well. 2 jumping players and killing them both. So mousesports off to a strong start. Connor, we certainly had a bit of a talk prior to this map. Talking about the map, in fact. Why the hell are we on Nuke? We've had some weird best of 1 vetoes so far, but Na'Vi Ghost on Dust 2, that was a weird one. This is even crazier. mousesports, a great Nuke team up against Gambit. We've never really been too prolific on this map. I can't help but wonder what went wrong for Gambit to end up on one of mousesports' best maps historically.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, map-wise, with the first one being Dust 2, that played into the hands of Ghost. I think that set them up to succeed, where this time around, I think this just furthers the gap into mousesports' favor. You know, mousesports has kind of been reclaimed as that best Nuke team as of late. I think they used it kind of when they were in their come-up phase to establish themselves. It used to be like this off-pick that they really cemented home. They've been beating Danish teams on it. You know, they stole it away from Heroic, who once defended it at one point. And, well, I don't know. Maybe Mir's got some tricks up his sleeve. It's going to be a tough one, most notably in this round as well. Remember, it is just pistols and a little bit of Kevlar, so this frag grenade at the feet of Mir and Adren is massive. Sunny back behind the site just easily lines up the 2, and already the casualties stacking up hard versus Gambit. They will get 2 kills back with their pistols, but it's not over yet. The bomb's been chucked down a second time, and Hobbit looks to retrieve it.
Unsuccessful in his endeavors. It's just Doja left in the corner, and that'll be it. mousesports, they lost a couple of players there on the site, but they managed to close it out without too much of a hassle. So the Felico here for Gambit, a bit of a bolster round for mousesports. Obviously, Gambit, another team, similarly to that of NIP before this game that we talked about, have been a little bit inconsistent as of late, right? They've had some top 3s a couple of events. They've been, you know, top 3ing these DreamHack Opens. They did it at last Masters, of course, in Marseille. But by and large, it's been a bit up and down for this team. So I'm a little worried coming into this game considering how strong mousesports have been themselves. But let's wait and see. We are into these ecos, so what can you really expect from Gambit? Not too much. Only a clean sweep for mousesports. And now we head into the bye, Connor. Rifles upon rifles for Gambit, and a bonus round for mousesports. They've still got 3 SMGs, so looking to upgrade these guns. And in fact, they already will do, with Chris buying up an AWP straight away. We actually see Chris AWP over Oscar a lot on Nuke as well.
I'm okay with that. Again, you know, like kind of Cirque on Train, I'd say Chris J on Nuke. It's a map where individually he's a little comfortable. So let the guy pick it up. He's had years of AWP play. No reason not to throw it in his hands.
Yeah.
And right now it's going to be a wall of smokes being thrown up outside. Adren able to get himself towards the staircase. Mo's going to be trailing just pretty hot behind him. Both players tagged up a little by the flames. But once again, they set their sights on the lower section of the map. Oscar going to try and maintain these hallways, and after seeing contact, he's going to put down the Molotov. He doesn't want them to get that much further. He's allowing his team time to rotate, and you do see Rops, of course, coming in through the control room to try and set the crossfire, but Oscar can't finish his kill. The nade might do it, and yeah, sure enough, down goes Mo.
And the Dren's still so low. Doja's going to drop onto the head of Oscar eventually. But look at the damage just one man has managed to get through. Doja and Adren both 20 or lower. Hobbit's full HP, yes, but mousesports still have the weaponry to contend with this round. Gambit now down on that B bomb site. Lower, coming in through the decon door, and Chris J's trying to scope it out with his AWP. For now, mousesports just hold because Gambit aren't given the leeway to walk onto this B site. But A is open. There's only Sunny holding close to the vent. So if they do decide to wrap up there, he might be able to shut it down on his own. In fact, Chris J has already begun his rotation as well, just to watch for any kind of outside wrap that won't be coming through because Gambit they're still holding strong. The Dren's finally going to work his way into the site, and he gets quickly dispatched by Snacks. Sunny dropping in down into B, gets killed by Dosia, and now it's Hobbit joining him as well. A 2v2, but with 10 seconds left and the bomb out in the open, there's no way Dosia can win this. mousesports a third, now a fourth round.
Nicely done by Snacks there. I mean, you see Gambit setting a quick pace, and then it was the Molotovs by Oscar in the first couple duels that really slowed things down. And in Gambit kind of letting off the gas pedal, it allowed for Snacks' repositioning behind the silo towards the B site. That one position, of course, is where he gets 2 of his 3 kills. And then, of course, the 4th round follows suit. So a little bit of wiggle room given away by Gambit, and I would argue that mousesports really make the most of it. They remain proactive, and now it's just going to be desperation yet again. Look at Gambit go. They fly down vent, trying as they might to get this bomb planted, and it's all entirely denied. That is already twice in the opening 5 rounds where the strategy from Gambit was burst doors, run down.
There. This is what we talk about when we say mousesports are a very strong Nuke team, and we don't know how prepared Gambit are coming into this game. Yes, they've known this matchup for a bit of time, so they certainly could have prepared, but it's a hard task to, go from one of your bottom maps to suddenly having to play against one of the best Nuke teams in the world. So let's see if Gambit have any response coming into this buy round. They do have the York, but the Dren's already been picked off by exactly that. Chris J sits in the heaven, drops back down to hell instead. Gambit still looking to put pressure on the outside, though. They have players on top of silo. They've got a man by the red box. That is going to be Mo with his own AWP, waiting for a repeat from mousesports, but they're not giving him a thing. An advantage for mousesports means that there's no pressure on them to force the next kill. Gambit have got to be the ones hunting for exactly that. And right now, mousesports just sit back and wait for the tees to arrive. Snacks in the back of the garage watching that main cross. And Chris J, as a result, can reposition because he knows that they can't wrap into that A bomb site.
Everybody on the CT lineup is just more than content to sit and wait. Chris J feels the need to change up his footing. And he's just going to try prying into the backside of lobby. That AWP still gives him a little bit of cover here towards the vents. If they do come flooding forward, then he's got to be cautious. But that's assuming they even find footing anywhere at all. Doja has done it. He's cracked open the ramp room, and Snacks revealed himself from inside garage, so he too feels the heat, and the shot straight through his chest. Snacks down. Man advantage maintained for Gambit, but we see this shuffle from Chris J and Oscar running up towards ramp room, and it's been heard. Doja gets wind of this.
And as a result, they're just going to take A instead. They know these 2 players are coming up from the B side, so Hoblet's in the heaven. Dosia locks down the ramp, but he can't land the shot. Chris J pivots and finds a quick tap with the P250, but with only 10 seconds left, this bomb needs to go down right now. Chris gets caught flying up to the top, and the bomb gets dropped by Sunny. That is the round done and dusted. There's nothing Hobbit can do, and what a recovery there from mousesports.
Yeah, I mean, really playing down into the time there is Gambit, and Doja's robbed. I mean, he thinks he gets the first kill, but then the second offsets the crosshair. It's one of those kind of frantic moments that relied on Chris J whipping around and getting that headshot with the P250. So good aim from Chris, and a missed opportunity on Doja's behalf is what sets up mousesports for a 6th round. However, it also relies on Sunny getting 2 very clean MP9 kills. If that bomb goes down, then things are still in question, but Sunny doesn't even give them that, Hugo. And so Gambit still have nothing. A big old goose egg as we start this 7th round.
I mean, Gambit's so fearful here, they're not even in lobby. Holding from the outside because Sunny's actually pushed into position, a really strong one as well, hiding in the corner, waiting for contact. Miz is taking his time to clear this one out, and now that Mo moves into position, they're seemingly going to move into this lobby. If Sunny can even get 1 kill, that'd be worthwhile, but he's looking for a double with the element of surprise. They get barrel of the gun peeking out, and he finds 2. Doja's even there as well. Sunny finds all 3, and as quick as you like it, that looks to be the round. Only Hobbit left alive to try and draw this one back, and although he's found 2, that's probably going to be it.
Should most certainly be it. What scares me is he still has a little bit of time to play around with. If he had the bomb, then everything's in question. But even, a couple more kills here is not going to spell disaster for mousesports. They are more than happy with the current situation. Performance-wise, nice to see Sunny translate crucial 2 kills in the previous round to a nice, bold stance in this one. I don't think it's a coincidence that he takes a very forward position, that he seeks out some duels. You know you're feeling hot off of the 6th, so translates it fantastically here into the 7th. It's not over yet, but obviously Hobbit's option's so limited, time's going to seal the deal, and all he has to do is survive. Please don't die, Hobbit. It would be so unnecessary.
He's running as well. He's making so much noise. I'm not too sure what the game plan is here.
Just live.
Yeah. He had a perfectly strong position to save there, back in T-spawn, back outside. But yeah, runs to his death. Bit awkward there for Gambit. Now, mousesports 7-0, and even Dosia calling in a timeout. Certainly not a bad time for it. Gambit have been struggling, if you couldn't tell by the scoreboard. This is not the best of starts. Mir's yet to get a kill. He's James Bonding it right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're expecting all these guys to have to, shake off the rust of a player break. It's been a long time since we've had Tier 1 CS, Hugo Byron. And as happy as I am to be back at it, I'm sure some of these guys are going to have to, snap out of it, wake up a little. Mir being one of them. But he's not the only. You're looking at Adrian at 1-7, which isn't much better, and we come to expect big things from him. It's also T-side Nuke, so is this really where you want to come back from on the player break versus mousesports on their one of best maps down 07?
I mean, this is, everything's working against Gambit right now.
Yeah, can we take another month off, they ask?
Yeah, this is their least played map for those unaware as well. They've got 2 wins, or 2 games on it. Both of them wins, but I mean, that means nothing when they've only got 2 logged maps and their max being 16 on train, so...
It was ambitious to let this slip.
So, like, if you want to do this, play it against a team that doesn't play this map, right? Like, the Ghost Na'Vi game was a good example. Neither of those teams play Dust 2, so both of them should be comfortable, letting it through in the sense of, like, okay, if we feel like we're prepared, then we can win this game, because the other team might not be as prepared. But even if Gambit are, mousesports are. They love this map. So, 7-0, a man down, a week by, not looking good right now for the Kazakhstani team.
Yeah, and even if this is a team that's prepared to play Nuke, it doesn't mean that they're as comfortable on it. And that's what's sketchy, is that you're playing a team that's more than content to be here. Just another day in the office as far as mousesports are concerned so far. Remember, they're also on the CT side, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But at the moment, it's looking clean and convincing. Mir eventually going to walk out from Hut into the A site, hoping to create some kind of an opportunity, but he still spots no one. And Mo, the whole while, walking around outside. Scoped in at that, so not making any noise, but they're going to have to rush the process if they want to win this round, because they have to sprint here and now. Sunny on the bomb site, not going to be anything of aware where that positioning from Mir. So here we go. It's over. Rops even comes in before the bomb goes down, Hugo.
Eesh, that's a sick round from Gambit considering how little they brought into it, but mousesports are going to be looking for the reset here. Thing is, Gambit are now armed to the teeth after winning with just pistols in their hands, so they've got everything they want to play with. They've got full rifles, AWP. Same story for mousesports. Shouldn't be too much of a task to bounce back and find their 8th, but Gambit at least have started this ball rolling. How much longer can they keep it going? Not for long, allowing Chris J to shut down in main. He's already found 2 opening kills. The split through the A site is so staggered. Dosia walks in a few seconds after both his teammates have been killed. Of course that's not going to work. Gambit already down to just 2.
I mean, we've seen this twice now on rounds where they have just pistols. So in the opening 9 rounds, they use it in 2 ecos, and after finally getting a round on the board, your response is to try and sprint through doors with a delayed Hut player. Like, that to me is just showing a lack of depth, honestly. Maybe they're expecting to catch the players off guard, but if I'm mousesports, you put your AWP in mini, and all of a sudden you're prepared for that. Clearly, Chris J kicks this off. Hobbit's going to be in a clutch position again. He's got 2 frags for free as he has 100 health. And he still has 50 seconds, and this time with the bomb. So if we go back to the last time Hobbit was in a potential clutch round, he now has everything that he needed to make it somewhat more possible. The bomb plus full HP. Still a stretch, don't get me wrong, but at least he can try his best and not feel like he has 0 chances.
Again, time is going to be the main issue here. Alongside the 3 mousesports players, a Chris J with an off angle towards heaven, and that's one of the few positions that Hobbit has available to him, but he's wasting a lot of time trying to clear out ramp. No one's here. The B site is going to be his end goal. And luckily enough, mousesports have not got a single player in that position, but they're starting to clear out more parts of the map. Chris J pushed into lobby, and this is going to give them the knowledge of a little bit more of where Hobbit can be. And now the bomb plant going down will give that fully away, but this retake shouldn't be too much of a task for mousesports. Hobbit, a very clutch player, so we'll see if he can pull that one out of the hat. But with no utility and 3 players with full belts, this is not going to be an easy one.
No, most certainly not. Again, consider the fact that this door can be volleyed off, or Hobbit just reveals himself, shows his hand, and loses his head. Sunny will get himself that final kill. 2 frags for him once more. That's going to put now 3 players on the cusp of double digits, with Sunny still trailing by 1. Excellently done here from mousesports moving forward, but I again think Gambit made that as easy as could be by just unnecessarily maybe rushing through door. They even went through a Molotov. Like, are you really that committed to a bum rush out doorway?
Oof. That's all I got to say, Connor. Oof.
I mean, this was their choice. They wanted to start here.
Yeah.
And so now you just pay the price. And it's a heavy toll so far. But it's the 10th round. Could still be an 8-7 half if you were an optimistic fan.
Look at Adren, though. He's gained a lot of map control. He's deep back in the secret. He's going to be heard, though. Snacks is in the back of the garage once again. So we have got that rotation down to B from Oscar. Adren fully blinded by the flashbang. Oscar just keeping him at bay with the utility. Adren not overstepping his mark. I say that. It's just moving into this. Oscar's going to smoke it off, so that will delay Adren for the time being. He can smoke off this vent and then try and cross towards the stairs, but in the meantime, mousesports are not budging. They're not getting aggressive. They're not giving anyone a pick. Rops is still holding down ramp, and Sunny's about to spot Dosia in the door. It's actually first blood found from Chris J. Catches someone moving through the outside, so mousesports already with a man advantage, although it's swiftly traded. Adren finally gets his damage done down on that B site, and Dosia going to look to walk out the door, but he's not exactly got the weapon for the range, so he's an easy target for Sunny there with the AK. One by one, Gambit is starting to fall apart, and the Molotov will open up the A bomb site, forcing Sunny into the open, giving them a chance.
Yeah, 1 molly opens vent, and 1 molly closes door. Snacks gets it ahead of the bomb carrier, and Mir has to wait off, which gives time for Chris J to get behind on the flank. Lobby now going to be in question here versus Gambit. You can see them aware, so aware, in fact, that Mo gets a very crucial kill, because this cuts off the remaining 2 CTs. They're both going to be walking in through lobby, and it looks like the op could stop it. No, Rops versus Mir. 1 versus 1 on the bomb site, and Mir's trying to find these duels, but he's out of utility, unlike Rops. He's also got the angle. Now they know,
nice.
But Mir's got the aim.
That's awkward miss shot there from Rops is going to cost them the round. So mousesports, I mean, they've got the rounds to give away. They've still got this 8-2 lead, but Gambit, pretty fantastic effort of bouncing back after losing and getting reset. A Mac 10 on Dosia, and they still get it done. So now the buy is going to be far better for that of Gambit. Mousesports obviously still with the cash to play with, but this will be the last round. If Gambit can actually find their 3rd hit, Connor, this scoreline won't look nearly as bad, because they'll be up against an ecoing Mousesport. It's going to be a chance to get themselves back into this map at a time where they need it most. Snacks is outside, lurking in the smoke. He's done some damage, hasn't cleaned up the kill to Adren, but he's pushed him back at least to 12 HP. Snacks still holding this aggressive position as well. He's trying to find the angle of the Hobbit on top of the silo, but the reload needs to come in, and that allows the teammate, an enemy, to wrap up close. He gets overwhelmed. Mo finding this shot with the AWP, and although Chris J trades, there's still Adren low.
Yeah, this could be transitioned into the 4 versus 3. Snacks' reload is what gave him away, and Mo just bangs him through the blue box. Oscar, though, on a interesting off angle here through Mini, could very well catch players off guard. It wouldn't be the first time Gambit have actually thrown players off of Mini roof. Remember, Hobbit flies around the corner last round, and we've seen them trickle down to try and get through Mini before. So it wouldn't be a stretch of the imagination to see them try and work outer once again. You can see the shadow on Oscar's screen, giving away the position of a man above, and so does the trajectory of the smoke. So Oscar's still going to float around this position. Chris J's playing more reserved, a little scared, as he should be, because Oscar is down, and outside belongs to the offense, but they don't have much time.
Yeah, they need to hit a site fast. It's probably going to be A at this point, and they're already wasting time rapping through hell. Rops is here. Chris J's up in heaven. They might have the lockdown here. Mousesports could win this round from time, and Rops has already dropped Hobbit, making it a double, finding a Dren outside. The rap through heaven has yet to come through, and the two players in main have got to make it work. Dozier's done exactly that. Two big frags, and a Molotov to cut off Rops, but he pushes through it. He's burning alive, sitting in the fire, and he's already found one. It's a repeat from the previous round, but this time he's done it. Mir walks into his crosshair, and Rops finds all four.
It's funny. We get the exact same 1 versus 1 situation unfolding in what is the exact same position, and Mir decides to do the same thing twice. He flashbangs off the heaven wall, peeks the far side, and then last time when that went unpunished, he crossed back towards Hut. This time, Rops is patient, cool as a cucumber, and he catches him on the initial play. So 2 1 versus 1s, split down the middle. And that's a crucial win on top of it because it keeps this force war going back and forth. This is 5 rounds consecutive, which have not been won by the same team, but rather exchanged in a flurry. And just like that, in a flash, the cash is gone for Gambit. It's there, but it's not enough to come in with a buy, so they'll have to take one on the chin with just some deagles and CZs picked up.
The counter reset from Mousesports, and hey, even they got harmed by that with only 1 player surviving. There's a couple of SMGs here in the hands of the CT side, but look at this aggression, look at the confidence. Rops is already up through this smoke, and he's found himself a double. Sonny comes in to pinch him from the backline, but Snacks is going to be the one going down from the deagle. In the meantime, this pressure is giving Gambit some control down towards B, and Dren's actually found himself a deag in the vents to upgrade to an M4. Gambit at least making something of this round, but the problem is, even when you find these 3v3s, when you're on a Nico like this, it's so easy for Mousesports to just settle down and clamp onto Gambit, considering their weaponry, their armor, their utility, everything is better.
Dosia versus Sunny up next.
Ooh.
Nice, fast reactions. And a man advantage on top of it. Now, the weapon hasn't been retrieved, so maybe Chris J floats around here, but he feels way too much pressure from way too many directions. Very tunnel visioned. Oh, but he still snaps back onto a Dren. That is disturbing. It's unfair, almost, Hugo, that he is still alive.
And he's going to hear them as well. They're pushing both in through the squeaky door. He's up in the hut. The jumping shot from Mo does not connect, and Chris is going to completely smack him back. It's Dozier still chasing for this kill, making repeated noise, and Rops is going to peek out to save his teammate. Fantastic tag teamwork from Mouse.
What a little rapscallion.
Yeah, great delay play.
So smooth. So smooth. For him to hit that second shot on the flying player is one thing, but then to just bait him into Rops, I like that, Hugo. I do.
And to be fair, not to take that away from Gambit, they went into that round with pistols and got 3 kills. They got very close, but a couple of missed shots and mistakes will cost them the round. And Connor, at this point, they can't afford to be giving away these rounds. It's 10-2. Yes, they're on the T side, but this is a pretty dominant scoreline for the European mix.
Whoa, Oscar almost caught as he just falls off of Hut. Blind shots through door. Nearly find an opening here for Gambit, but yet again, they're going to try and play to the top of Hut. Hobbit falling down. We've gone back to the Snacks and Garage setup. This is something that we started the half with, but hadn't seen for a little while. I feel like Outer was starting to be put onto Oscar and Chris J's shoulders from Hut and from Heaven, respectively. But look at Hobbit go. Nobody's here to put him in check. This is a flaw in the setup of the CTs because nobody's actually got their eyes on the corner wall. And therefore, Hobbit is ready to wreak havoc.
And this is all down to him knowing that Snacks has been constantly playing this garage as well. He's managed to completely avoid him, completely bypass him, and not have to worry about that position. Adren's about to take that fight to Snacks anyway, but this rat from Hobbit is going to be all that we really need to care about because he's going to be able to get 1 or 2 kills towards this A site, you should think. Snacks has won his duel in the garage, but Hobbit finally shows his face, and surprise, surprise, he takes down Sunny. The A site is now of the ownership of Gambit, and with this bomb going down and knowing how hard this map is to retake, we may even see Mousesport save.
Getting a little bit more footing up top. Snacks comes into the heavens, flash by Chris J. First point of contact is them. Then we've got this other duo trying to work in through Mini in the form of Oscar and Rops. And with a smoke grenade in the face of Doja, his position just gets nullified, not to mention the frag takes half his health. So it's going to be a fast fight, and Hobbit makes it quicker. That's 2 really, really easy kills in his regards. It doesn't cost him any health, barely, Hugo. He's got 3 frags in this one, in fact, so you could argue that he has just single-handedly won Gambit a 3rd round.
I mean, that wrap made it clear that the A site was empty, right? Even though he only gets 1 kill on A to start things off to take down Sunny, he gets all the information that, okay, A's clear, we can get the bomb down, you can full push out of hut, and it's absolutely no problem. So information alone, not even thinking about the kills, wins Gambit that round. So yeah, big play from Hobbit, and the fact that mousesports didn't save has come back to haunt them quite a lot, because look at this money. 2 CZs, a scout on Chris. mousesports, yes, they can still win this round, but it now gives Gambit the opportunity to find 4 or 5 in the half. Snacks, very aggressive in the smoke outside. He's looking to push up and try and grab a gun.
Oh, Snacks gets the perfect timing, but the shot's not smooth enough for him to nab both, which is fine. Still does a good job, gets the information, shakes it up, and allows for Oscar to now get that kill v Doja. Remember last round when Oscar almost dies doing that? Well, this time he puts some rounds down range, picks up the kill, and nearly another, but it puts Rops in a prime position, and Sunny seals the deal. 11-3, as this still looks convincing on the CT side. There's not too much of a shakeup. There have been some rounds won, but I mean, that big flank from Hobbit is not a play that's easily replicated.
Yeah, it's very dependent on on mousesports just missing the timing, right? Hobbit got very lucky to actually get into that position, so it's not exactly repeatable. And neither is getting rounds for Gambit, because they've only got 3 on this T side, 2 CZs, a scout in play. And already Mo's spotted outside. He does go for that early kill to Snacks, unable to land the killing shot, only doing 20 damage. The rest of his team inside of the lobby, so we could just see this ramp burst if Mo can get his way down towards B, but Chris J is trying to hold it off alone with that AWP. Better Gambit choose to go is the question, because no utility outside is a bit of a problem. They've got 2 smokes for the potential smoke wall, but then past that they'll have nothing else. So Gambit hold for the time being and see if mousesports are going to make the first move. Instead, no, they charge A.
Whoa, CZ kill from here. He's been doing a good job within this A site. In the few rounds Gambit have had some kind of a contest. Snacks doubles back towards outside in order to find Mo. And this will be a final retake attempt coming in from the mousesports side. Gambit finally getting some consistent success on the A site. It's netted them bomb plants. However, can it get them a 4th and final round? Chris J kicking off the retake, could find another with the wallbang if he's lucky, but now he's all alone, so things go from bad to worse as his noggin's popped by Doja. It is 11-4, it is still convincing, but at least it's something for Gambit to try and wiggle away with.
And you touched on it briefly, but Mir, what a comeback from him. In the first 7 rounds, he died 7 times and got 0 kills. He ended the half 8-11, which, yeah, okay, not the craziest score, but considering that was all in the last 8 rounds, not a bad comeback from the man himself. However, we're going to need a real comeback from Gambit, and that all kind of relies on the pistol here. 11-4. A typical Nuke first half. And even though mousesports are the expected victors, I think there's still a chance for Gambit if they can get pistol to try and pull things back. We know how CT side of this map can be, so let's keep our eyes open. And not only keep our eyes open on this stream, but also on the main stream, if you guys are unaware, FaZe versus Heroic is currently 15-15, going into overtime right now. S-Tag dropping 30 kills. So that's not too bad.
For a guy who was once upon a time, benched from that main Heroic lineup, right? To have made his return due to just lack of players, to now consistently doing those kinds of performances. Good for him. Good for EasyTag. Make sure, that's why they have multiple windows in your browser, so you can open both streams.
Oh, look at this fast A play. mousesports want to kick up the pace, and Mir's there on the other side. Again, the king of the A site, it seems. He's already locked down 1. Adren is doubled with the USP, and just like that, Gambit have got themselves into an extremely comfortable spot. Dosia even rubbing salt in the wound, and it is just Snacks left alive. What has gone wrong?
I would argue the pace of the round. I mean, I see the appeal of a quick A play, but you'd think that when you already have such a secured score line in your control, that you can play with the timing a little bit. It's not all too often you see teams run into the A site straight up on the pistol, no flash, no backup plan. But this is what they wanted to do in the 16th. So good on Gambit. Some quick, crisp headshots are going to prime them for at least a little early momentum.
Boom. And yeah, there we go. Now it's the option for the comeback, right? Now it's open for business for Gambit.
It's like, I think if I have an 11-4 lead, I'm going to want to call something at least a little slower so that maybe Gambit, get a little scared. Maybe you can shake them up, seeing as you have them against the ropes. But it's not my decision to make. It is only my job to watch.
The justification, I guess, is that, okay, we're 11-4 up. Let's end this game. Let's, don't give up on confidence. Just barrel into the bomb site and flex on them. So that's what's trying to get in the heads of Gambit, not working out. Now puts him in a bit of a compromising spot. It gives this CT side the option to pull this game back, potentially. Lots of damage through the smoke outside. Doses found Rops as well, splitting through the ramp. And it is eventually going to be the B play for mousesports, if they're even allowed. Dren wants to move in to stop that. Snacks does get rid of him, and that actually opens up the B site, because there's one man here, but only one man.
Yeah, Hobbit's tucked away towards control stairs. There's a second one actually above in the form of Doja. So there's some pressure, but not enough to stop the bomb plant, which now puts things into this shaky situation, which could have been. But I believe Hobbit's going to pick up all of these pieces. Had he not been able to win his duel, then things really get rough. But with him securing that control, it is all too easy. Final frag is his. He'll pick up 3 in the round and only lose half his health for it. So with 3 guys alive, Gambit still look good. But I'm sure mousesports are just happy to have planted this bomb.
Yeah, another eco, the buy next round, and that's where things really start to heat up here for mousesports. Fortunately, they've just got to kind of hold on for the time being and be patient. The money is not theirs just yet. Waiting for that direct debit as Gambit. More SMGs, so money time, or sorry, more rifles in fact. Only 1 SMG into this round. They have got a FAMAS, which is basically as good as an SMG. Chris J's on the solo scout. Interestingly enough, that's going to limit him coming to the next round buy, but he will be able to buy up another scout with armor at least, so maybe that's the game plan here, considering he wouldn't have had an AWP. Sunny on the silo. Chris J pushing outside, but he's already been tagged.
Pistol play elsewhere, and a position from Hobbit towards secret stairs is just going to keep everything open. Gambit aware that there are many routes in question. Most notably right now, I would say ramp, because Chris J's scout is looking for a head to hunt, and it is Doja's on the other side that locks it down. Good first kill, punishing that single rifle here for mousesports. He realizes that there's many bodies stacking up towards this gun, and so he calls for reinforcements. It comes in the form of Mo, who has now eyes on that sniper. So if he sees it disappear, then Rops is dead.
Oh,
dead.
There we go. He does get the tag though, so fair play to him. Definitely shouldn't have gotten away with that, but that is Rops for you. 3 pistols left up for mousesports and desperation charge outside. Good luck to them. Hobbit's already down lower on B, and we have Adren just trying to challenge, not letting them cross down towards the lower site. Hobbit's there as the insurance policy, and Gambit, flawless round. Very nice, very clean. 7 on the CT side.
To me, it's like, look at this 3rd round. Look how slowly they played it, how methodical they were in that approach. Where was that pacing in the pistol round? If you're going to play a round 3 like that, why did you play pistol the way you did? That just, I don't know. To me, it's such a contrast in pacing and decision-making.
Well, let's see if they slow things down now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I want, the juicy gun rounds.
Ooh. Chris J's even got the MP7 as well, the weapon of choice. We see him with that a lot nowadays, so that's why he went for the scout in the previous round. He certainly had to forfeit head armor, which is not really what you want versus this buy. They don't have a single AK on Gambit, so one-shot potential. But again, it goes both ways. However, Gambit do have head armor for their liking into this round, just being safe. mousesports, yeah, very slow approach. Just sitting in lobby for the time being, seeing Gambit are going to be the ones to try some aggression. And in fact, nowhere they're pushing. Mo sitting outside with the AWP, just alone holding down the line. And mousesports going to begin to move into that position. Snacks at least on his own, smoking the yard and pushing as the rest of mousesports look to split down ramp to go for this speed play. Great entry from Oscar.
This time Doja loses his head in the anti-eco. He was able to very easily lock things down, but with him being dropped, it's the B site for the planting. Sure enough, Snacks has even won the duel on the other side, so now both directions of the basement are in question, but a Dren trade straight away. This is going to give him some footing downwards. Kind of clears up one side of it at least, but is that one side enough to justify the retake attempt?
Especially when you have an AWP as well. Gambit need the money. They can't afford to give away these guns. Oscar close on the ramp. It's going to be supported by Chris J. The flash is in for the AWP, but only one shot landing. There's the trade. And with that, I mean, the time is too low, Connor. Surely there's no way that Gambit can get themselves back into this round, and Adren dead makes it so. Rops has finished it off, and there we go. Even an AWP upgrade, if they do so, please. mousesports 12-7.
So back on track as far as they're concerned, the moment we're into the gun rounds. Comes off of what seemed like easy entry towards ramp. It's not easy. It's actually just a beautiful headshot by Oscar predicting the position. And then off of that, because there was no second line of defense really for Gambit nearby, sure enough, B-plant express laned, and then a couple other duels favoring the mousesports side, which, well, primes them for the taking. However, it's not going to be easy just yet. Gambit still with plenty of cash to buy up into this one. Means they're going to need back-to-back rounds for mousesports if they really want to make the most of what is a great early opportunity here on the second half.
And I wouldn't even be surprised to see mousesports speed up the pace after this pause. They neglected picking up that AWP in the previous round. Gambit just gone for a tactical pause, maybe to try and approach this round with a different mentality. So a really good idea would be a fast A play or even a fast yard play for mousesports. Oscar's going to go for the run boost. And yeah, let's see if they go for the speed hit.
Speed in the sense of utility. They blow open the doorway. Try to spam some shots through, breaking windows now as well from up above. This is going to actually pull the eyes of Mo towards Silo, because if there's presence on the rooftops, then there's the possibility of someone peeking from above. But Doja goes down, the first casualty yet again. It's going to be the headshot from Rops this time. And look at this. It's exactly as they had done in the previous round, except Hobbit's got a bit of a response this time. As opposed to playing control stairs, he is here within decon, and he gets himself a single kill before Adren will take his place in what is a 3v4 retake attempt if they choose.
And again, it's the same situation as last time, Connor. A man down, an AWP, Adren's even tagged to make matters worse. Gambit, they realized it didn't work out last time, so this time they're just going to throw in the towel. They're going to give away 13 rounds to mousesports. And I don't even blame them. This isn't a round you can really contest if you're Gambit. And the loss of this round and the loss of the guns, at least if they went for it, would come back to haunt them. It would be 13 for mousesports. It'd be an eco for the CT side. They need to save every weapon they have. If they don't save 3, they're not going to be able to buy. So every gun counts. And Snacks is already lurking in the T-spawn, listening to the footsteps of the Dren. He might even be able to get a kill, but no, he goes down to the bottom. Orcs.
That one's going to shock you. Decision here for Gambit. They could take another pause. They do still have some remaining, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Let's get a couple of pumps, chuck that M4 back into the hands of a Dren, and with the grenades around this, hope Mo maybe with that AWP can do something outdoors, because it has been ramp in question in back-to-back rounds. Both entries, one with Oscar, one with Rops, favoring mousesports push. It's going to be smokes outside, but there's a gap to play off of, so they have to be cautious.
Oh, Adren just sneaks down the ladder. That's not going to work out. Oscar catches him from behind, and Rops has even found 2 down on that lower bomb site. I mean, this is looking done and dusted in this round. This
is one of those rounds where, you know, this to me is when sometimes you can get lost on Nuke. I didn't catch where Rops went in from, but it must have been squeaky to vent. Yeah. And it was so fast, in fact, that you could see how easily he can catch everybody off guard.
I mean, yeah, he found a jumping player around the stairwell down on B. Like, that's how surprised Gambit were. It was such a quick pace from mousesports, and they even had so many nades going through. That's what I liked. It wasn't just a fast, squeaky play. It was 2 nades, one to break the door and one to throw into main. Now, what that second nade does is it keeps, I think it was a Dren hiding in main. It keeps him back from peeking into squeaky, and therefore allows mousesports to get down the vents unscathed. So the only player that can even stop them is anyone in heaven trying to watch the cross, and Dren's completely cut out of that. So yeah, mousesports, they're confident, Connor, and they're showing it here. Another fast save play. Sonny's found a first kill. Dren's going to trade back. These pistols are actually making a bit of a scene, but it will be quickly resolved. Only Hobbit left up after a double kill from Oscar, and he's even been spotted.
Yeah, he fired a shot at Rops. That could spell disaster or doom. Either way, it's not looking too hot for Gambit. 8 rounds in a row is what's going to be needed here. No reason not to take their pause. Oh, I saw match pause, but never mind. It's been waved away. And so we continue forward, my friends. As said, 8 rounds needed for Gambit. It's been a fast-paced set in these most recent ones, with Rop sneaking down vents, with mousesports exploiting the anti-eco with a straight-up A-rush. We'll see if they decide to slow down in order to put the nail in the coffin in what could be our final round in the opening match of Group D.
At least, if there's any consolation, Gambit have a good buy here. Alas, the utility is low, but they've got the weapons to play with. Rops close in the squeaky. Looking for a Dren. Oh, he's going to spot him in the corner. That's so unlucky. Rops is going to find that first kill, and now mousesports already back to a 4-on-4. The trade is there. Rops is looking for another, and it's just too easy for the Estonian Wonderchild. 23-9. Sorry, 25-9 now after those 2 kills. He is having an absolute field day. Snacks is going to hold outside. Hobbit walks into him, and he does at least get that trade kill, putting it back to a 3-on-3.
Yeah, and their goal now, take the ramp room.
Oh.
Doja deleted. Poor guy has just been smashed. Every time there's contact at this ramp, he has his brains blown out. And while decontamination door's been open, it's also in the midst of flames. Sonny decides to throw himself into the smoke, which does set it up for the afterplant, but that's what gives then the angle to Mo, who very easily shoots straight through it. It's not a wall. It is just an obscuring of his vision. Spotting the feet is Chris J. Hobbit trades straight away, and 20 seconds left in the clutch, but